Hi crypto kings and queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. We are looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum in today's episode. We are having a pullback and we need to know, as always, where the pullback can end. But right now we're having very beautiful lower lows and lower highs on the higher time frames, and we actually might just continue even further back down right now. So we just might have the big pullback that no one wants, but it's very important that the market is actually doing that. We just might come back down, find the correction, and during this episode I'm definitely going to show you where I think the market will come back down to. Will it break this level? Will it continue up? Will it fake you out, come back in, and then continues to the upside? So I'm going through all of these things right now on Bitcoin and Ethereum because it's really important, because if you want to have a good entry, this is what you have to look for. Remember, I am no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue watching this video and I'm gonna try and explain as simple as possible on what I see on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Starting off with the weekly, and we do have a new all-time high around 67,000. And we are right now retesting the previous all-time high that we do have around 60,000 if we're taking it from the body, but the all-time high is around 65,000. But we're taking it from the body around 60,200. Going down to the lower time frames, we can see that the market is having huge bearish candlestick to the downside. We do have a doji right now that is respecting the previous resistance that we did have from the weekly right here. We're going down to the lower time frames, and what we can see right now on the lower time frames, we can see more clear on what's going on. We do have a lower low. We broke the previous higher low, lower high because it's lower than the previous high that we did have. Created a new lower low because it's lower than the previous lower low, lower high. So what we are waiting for right now is to see, will the market now break this previous resistance? So either the market will come back down and starts to have the movements to the upside, or the market will break this level, continue doing the downtrend, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, respect this previous support, also a previous resistance, market will continue back to the downside. We're having huge momentum to the downside. We're having very strong bearish candlesticks. We have small pullbacks, so this could definitely be where the market comes back down and break it. But what we have to look at is if the bearish candlestick will close below, and then the next candlestick that we're having, is it gonna close inside of it, above it, or just retest it with a wick. Going down to the lower time frames, we do have some consolidation right now, right here. Market has to decide if it's going to break it or not. So at this point, we just have to wait for the market to either come back down, goes back up, break it, continues down. If we are now breaking to the downside, so we will have a bigger pullback than expected, we have to know where the target can be. So we're going to the higher time frames one more time. As usual, you know, I'm using the Fibonacci a lot. And the first Fibonacci that we're having on the daily is actually where we are right now on the resistance. So if the market now decides to break this support right here that we're having, you just might see the market coming back down to 58,400, and then you start to see the market going up again, because this is the Fibonacci level that we're having on the daily time frame, and the higher time frame, as I always say, is more respected. Going to the weekly, because it's just one day left of this candle. Of course, a lot of things can happen, but if we're seeing a doji like that, we're taking the Fibonacci on the higher time frames if the market closes like this. So we have to wait for the market in 1 day, 4 hours to close before I can use a Fibonacci on the weekly, because I have to see, will I have a bearish or a bullish candlestick. But let's say the market closes like this and you start to see movements to the downside. Market could definitely come back down and retest this previous high that we're having around 52,300, and then you start to see market going up. So if the market now decides to do that, you don't have to panic. Market is just correcting itself. Market has to come back down. Market has to do its pullback for then have the power to break even further, create a new all-time high, etc., etc. I have to wait and see what the market will do again 60,200 before I do anything else from here on. Let's go to Ethereum right now. We're having the market broke these two all-time high that we did have. All-time high is right where this wick is, but closing of the body is around 3,900. Going to the lower time frames, we are also, look how perfect this is. Market came back down, had a small pullback, continuation to the upside. Now we're taking the Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, and it's exactly where the market came back down to. So this is how it looks on the lower time frames. Market had a downtrend, a very strong downtrend. So the last lower high that we did have was this lower high, or even this lower high at 22nd of October around 8 o'clock in the night during Sweden. What market did actually break it. It tried to retest it one time. We had a small fake out to the downside. You saw the market coming inside of the support or resistance one more time, continues up, comes back down, trying to retest it one more time. Also the support that I was talking about, and that is also the 61% of the Fibonacci level that I took on the higher time frames. So market comes back down to Fibonacci and it retested. Is it gonna break it or hold it? At this point, we actually held it. Market continues to the upside. So what can happen right now on Ethereum is that we're going to the higher time frame. So I just can see where I can fit with my Fibonacci. And we're taking it from the lowest point to the highest point. We're taking the first one away because we don't want to be confused when we're looking at the charts, right? Trying to have everything as clean as possible. So market can come back down to this previous resistance that we did have, around 4,000, and that is also where the Fibonacci is, continuation to the upside. What I do wait for Ethereum right now is that I do want to see how the market reacts to around 4,000, if it's going to break it or if it's going to hold. If it's breaking it, I can also take my Fibonacci a little bit further down to this low that we're having, so the market could definitely come back down to around 4,000. Everything is around 4,000, but 4,000 and 4,023. That's a target what I want the market to come back down to. Either the resistance right here at 4,056 or Fibonacci between 4,023 and 4,007. You can also use, if we're seeing the market continues back even further down, you'll have the support one more time at 3,900. Also a previous resistance that we were talking about. So market could definitely continue to the upside after that. So we are in a pullback. Market can continue. So this could be the lower high that we're having on the 4-hour chart. Market comes back down, creates its lower low around 3,900. But at that point, we have to see if the correction is done, and then the continuation continues back up. Until then, we just have to wait and see. Looking at the daily, we also have an engulfing candle right here at the support. So this could definitely be the market continuing straight up. So we just might have a quick pullback. And on the next daily candle that we're having, that is just a wick, looking like something like this. When the new day is opening, you have a small pullback, market continues to the upside. Guys, this is what I see on Ethereum right now. Please subscribe to my channel if you liked it, and you will always have notifications when I'm having my new daily uploads on cryptocurrencies, when I'm live streaming. Comment below if you liked the video and why you liked it. If there's something you're wondering, give this video a thumbs up. Please continue to have a good day or night wherever you are in the world. It's night in Sweden. I'm going to bed. We see each other in tomorrow's live stream and in tomorrow's video, and it's the end of a week, so we have to see what we can do until next week. Have a good day. Bye bye.